Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to share my thoughts on Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Episode 8, which was another excellent episode. I know I start each video saying something to that effect, but it's the truth. I love Fairy Tail so much. It has been so much fun talking about it with you guys each week that not only do I watch the English dub episodes the following evening, they're a few episodes behind, so they just released episode 6 of the English dub, which means we finally know who the English voice actor is of Ignia. I'll get to that later in the video. But I've also decided to reread the manga, and as of recording this video, I have reread volumes 1 through 3, because this episode ends right at the beginning of volume 4, so I figured let me record this video real quick and then continue rereading it, because if I continue rereading before recording, I'll probably end up spoiling some things that happen later, and I don't want to do that right now. But man, I love this series. I can't even tell you how much I love this series, which is why I'm here. But anyway, so another excellent episode. I mentioned this last week. I really enjoy the battles in Fairy Tail, and I think a lot of people, that's one of the strong points of the series, why people watch it. But to me, the best part about the series are the character interactions, and last week was an in-between episode where it's the aftermath between our heroes against Mercphobia, figuring out where to go next. We learned they gotta go to Drazel and confront Aldoron, the wood dragon god, and lots of cute moments between Natsu and Lucy. Also, when Natsu was spying on the girls when they were sleeping in the tent, and then he wrote on their face with magic marker, and then Urza was chasing after him with the hammer. That was hilarious. That continues again in this episode, because where episode 7 ended, our heroes made their way to the town of Tekka, where they were confronted by Elkis, the fairy nail counterpart of Urza. Think back to Daedalus. And in this episode, it's mainly meeting the fairy nail counterparts of all the characters from Fairy Tail, but also getting some more cute moments of Natsu and Lucy, and also Gray and Juvia, or should I say Juvina. So, just so much great stuff. Let's go through the screenshots and talk about it. Of course, we got the cliffhanger ending of them seeing the Fairy Nail Guild. So, Natsu's looking at it. Lucy has just the blank eyes. Like, what am I looking at? What does that even mean? Fairy Nail. And Urza proudly inviting them to come on in, meet everybody. And it's so funny because Fairy Nail is basically the talent guild. So, they're basically all actors and actresses. And in this case, Elkis is a stage actress performing with plays and things like that. And if you remember from the original series, there would be the occasional episode where Urza would perform doing a play and whatnot, and she was not very good at it. She thought she was good, and she had a lot of confidence, we'll give her that, but she wasn't very good. And I remember there was one episode where she was performing as Ellie from Rave Master. There was a little cameo there, so really cute moments there. Elkis is inviting them to come on inside and meet everyone, and there are the Fairy Tail members like, what am I looking at here? And I think the first one they see, yeah, we look at Natsu, his bug eyes, like, who's that? The first one they run into is the Fairy Nail version of Natsu, Naku, the A-list actor who is just sparkling there with his outfit. He's got like his gold chain there, he's got his coffee, and he's yelling at his manager and maybe lover, Lucia, about how the coffee is lukewarm. And it cuts over to Lucia, who of course is the Fairy Nail version of Lucy. And Elkis, yep, that's Lucia. What do you mean that's Lucia? She looks just like me. And he starts flipping out because not only is the coffee lukewarm, but because he's the A-list celebrity, Lucia gave him a B-list role and he's not having it. He's like, what do you mean? I'm not doing this. Now, I'm going to get to my first comparison here to the manga. And again, I think the anime is better just because of how the voice acting and music adds to scenes. But there have been some inconsistencies with Lucy's outfit not changing as much and her hair length. In this case, though, we got to give it to the anime. So here's the exact scene. And I gotta be honest, man, doesn't Lucia look bigger in the anime, if you know what I'm saying? And they got everything pretty accurate. Like even Natsu's teeth look better, or sorry, Naku, excuse me. They look better, they're more shark-like in the anime. But in particular, men of culture know what we're here for, and I would say that the anime did it better. And that's the other thing you gotta take into consideration, is that a lot of these panels, especially when it goes through the members of Fairy Tail real quick in a moment here, they're just like, not even a full page, they're just little squares, and the way they're able to animate it over here is just fantastic. You gotta love it. So, it goes through them real quick. You notice they all have the guild emblem in the same place. Does it show Lucia? Yeah, Lucia has it on her hand, of course, and Gray has it on his chest. But similar to how Gray always strips, we have Gren, who is a pole dancer, and then Elkis is talking about Juvina, who is a topless dancer as well. And Lucy is like, whoa, these people are all a bunch of exhibitionists, what's going on? And Natsu's thinking about Juvina because she's not in the room at the moment. And he imagines her being the topless dancer, which, hey, if Gray's in front of her, you better believe that Juvina's gonna dance like that. And then Wendell, the child star, which it goes through her expressions real quick, how, you know, she's an excellent child actor because she has the many expressions where real quick she goes from, like, being serious to laughing to crying to shocked to anger. And then Charlotte, which in the Japanese version, if you listen closely, you know, in the English dub and in the English subtitles they call her Carla, but the way they pronounce it in Japanese is like Charlola if you listen closely. So that's why she's Charlotte, I suppose, but she's the cat girl idol who has her pet cat Bappy. I forget this guy's name, and he was from Atlas. You remember him? He always used to pound his fist and just, he was with Nietzsche. But yeah, there's Charlotte with Bappy, and also Bibby, the black cat, Panther Lily. And there's Gazelle and Lidgy, the comedy duo. Mina Jane and Lysala, which this isn't so different from Mira Jane. Wasn't she a model too for Sorcerer Weekly? And this guy, if you look closely, that's like a combination of Jason and Warren. A nice touch there. And their makeup artist, Elman, look at him. Oh my god. There's, I love how Gray still has the same expression there, I just noticed that. Laxless and the Thunder King Tribe, the rock band, so pretty similar, right? I love how Bixlo there has his tongue out, which he always does in Fairy Tail as well, so he's rocking. What is he, the drummer? Kara, the leg model, and Rocky, the sexy actor. Okay, they call Rocky, that's Loki, the sexy actor, and I think we have a screenshot of that too. Which Wendy asked, what do you mean the sexy actor? Now, here's the difference from the manga, where he's Rocky the porn star. That's why Wendy's all perplexed, because, you know, she's too young to know what that is. So I don't know why they call him the where is it? The sexy actor? I guess it's the same thing, but, you know, they gotta have a little... I guess they can't call him the porn star on the show. Anyway, so a few different... I'm not gonna, like, compare every example, but this one in particular, because it's the porn star. But you see, they actually added some more girls around him. And that's, again, what I was talking about, how... This isn't even, like, a full page. These are just little panels. But anyway, this is when Elkis reveals that she's the actor for the plays and on the stage and whatnot, and Urza says, oh, I have experience of that. And they're all looking at her like, are you serious? And she's like, yes, I've experienced. They're like, no. Wendy's the only one who's like, yeah, I guess Urza is experienced there. So after that, Naku shows up again and starts hassling Lucia and flipping out about the rolls and the coffee. He's continuing that. And he's like, come on, we're going to go in the other room. And Lucy sees this and is like, that jerk, I've had enough of him hassling Lucia. I'll give him a piece of my mind. And she starts stomping off. I guess I love her face. Look how cute she is. I love her. And she starts stomping off, going there. Elkis is trying to warn her, saying, don't go in there, Lucy. And Lucy comes back, and you see her face is all blushed. She's like, I've seen some shit. Natsu's like, what have you seen? And this is when Elkis reveals You know, they flip out at each other, but they do some naughty things, which implies they were, you know, fucking backstage. And Lucy saw it. Lucy saw it. But that's some more clever foreshadowing as to what's going to hopefully eventually happen with Natsu and Lucy in the real world, because, you know, we got Naku and Lucia, and we can't forget Lucy and Natsu from Edelus, right? More on them later. So, after that, they end up continuing their journey to Drazel. If you remember in the last episode, episode 7, Natsu and Wendy erased the train tracks because they have motion sickness, but they happen to find a train anyway, and Natsu is having his motion sickness. But it could just be an excuse to sit on Lucy's lap. I wouldn't blame him for that. And here's, again, some more comparison there. It's the same thing. And they have kept it accurate because, yeah, Lucy changed her outfit a million times. She's back to this outfit. By the way, my favorite outfit in the entire series. But the hair, man. I talked about this last week, too. A year has passed since the final season to 100 Years Quest. Lucy has longer hair. I don't know. It must just be a hassle to animate the longer hair, but it's one thing to mention, right? So, as they're talking to Urza... It turns out that Urza stayed behind to perform in the play, and Elkis is with them, to which it cuts over to Urza performing. Look how happy she is. She thinks she's doing good. She's trying her best. My dear beloved. You know, she's trying to sing. She's doing her best. There she is. And after performing, they start throwing things at the stage, but she's like, I did an excellent job. That was great. So, they have to go back. They have to go back to get the real Urza, you know, switch her up with Elkis. And in doing so, Gray runs into Juvina, not Juvia, Juvina, the fairy nail version. The topless dancer, who is sexy as hell, man. She's just showing all her goods. I love her outfit. And I love how it also, again, pays homage to the real Juvia. Because if you remember, she always had a hint of green. When she would take her regular outfit off, she would have like a green undershirt on. Remember, like, you know, because Gray always has to take his clothes off to get more powerful. Juvia would do that too, especially in the final season. And he's thinking about how Juvina says that she's the topless dancer, so Gray's imagining it too. He absolutely is. And they end up having a cute moment where they go shopping or whatever. Gray has his little stripping issue where he says it's a bad habit of his. It's a bad habit, you know. His master Orr taught him. And then Juvina, they talk about how he should talk to Juvia about his feelings and express it because he's not going to wait forever. And before they depart, she says a little gift for you, and she shows Gray the goods. And again, just for comparison's sake, it's pretty close, but the only difference is that you see more like the side boob. They kind of cut out the side boob in the anime. And Gray has a more shocked expression, but I wanted to get this one just so this is actually a video, so I might as well just show you. So I won't face the copyright gods too much. He makes the shocked expression, you know, but I wanted to like freeze frame there just to show you that it does show the back, but in the manga it's more like, there you go, and it's got a little jiggle. But they didn't show us the side boob. Whatever, it's still good. It's still good. So after that, he makes his way back to the train, and he thinks about his Juvia, about how he's going to make her his one day. And I gotta say, Lucy is my favorite. I love Lucy and Natsu's relationship, but I almost feel like Gray and Juvia's relationship in the series is handled better. Going back to the fact that originally Juvia was a villain, and after her battle with Gray, she fell in love with Gray. And as the series progressed, you've seen so many subtle hints that Gray loves Juvia too. Like, there was that moment in the Grand Magic Games when he was talking to Urza, saying, after the battle is over, I'll tell her how I really feel. There was the moment when Gray saved not just Juvia, but Meredy, and then Ultir rolled back the time to save everyone. There's the final season with Invel, when he was having the two of them fight each other, and then Gray and Juvia both stabbed each other so they wouldn't hurt each other. So many great moments, and he says here that, you know, one day he'll make Juvia his and be the better man. So I love it, and that's just, again, some more manga comparison. So it's interesting they changed the the placement of that, but oh well, it's the same thing, right? So then Lucy shows up because what happened is, you know, they had to go back and get Urza, so they had to get on the train again, and Natsu was hassling all the people who were hitting on Lucy. And I gotta say, here we go. Lucy changed her outfits, looking hot as hell. And again, we were wondering for years as to what color this is going to be when it was going to be animated. And you would think that, you know, okay, it makes sense that it's pink because Lucy's a girl, but there's more to it than that, because the pink is obviously not only because Lucy's a girl, but also because of Natsu's pink hair, and it just shows the subtle relationship between the two of them, and how, you know, because they've done that in the past, how they have matching outfits and stuff, like going back to the Orasian Seis, when Virgo got Natsu the Celestial Spirit clothing as well. So I love that whole thing. But what happened here is the reason why you see Lucy, she has marks on her face and she has a whole new outfit, is because while they're looking for Urza, there were a bunch of guys who were trying to hit on Lucy, and Natsu wasn't having it, so he was attacking them all. And there he is talking about, like, I don't want them looking at you, you're mine. And the train starts moving, and he gets his motion sickness again, where he's able to plop his head right on Lucy's lap in between her nice cushions, you know? So, God bless Natsu. And God bless Lucy, too. So Wendy has a cute tracksuit as well. And it's like, okay, you're back, Urza. We got Gray again. And then the real Juvia shows up. Which, yeah, we haven't even talked about Toka, the White Mage. But yeah, remember Toka? Well, okay. In Toka's body, there's two entities. There's Toka, the good one, and then the White Mage. And the evil one is the White Mage. She took control of everyone in Fairy Tail. And remember, Sabretooth showed up, and the whole guild was vacant. And she was seen on the boat, perhaps going to this location. But Juvia shows up, and Gray's like, what are you doing here, Juvia? So they finally make their way to Drazel. It turns to night. You see Lucy back in her final season outfit. Very nice. There's Wendy. And they're taking notice of the map here. It kind of looks like a hand. What's that about? And there's an earthquake, which is the hand moving. And they get the reveal of Aldoron, the wood dragon god. Which, you know, Natsu had trouble against not only Merphobia, but Ignia. And look at the size of Aldoron. So again, here's some comparison to the manga. I do think this is the case with Merphobia and Ignia too. I think the manga looks better because there's more detail. And I wonder, well, I think this must have always been taking place at night, because you can see the background is dark there. But it just seems like there's more detail in the manga. You guys should leave a comment, let me know what you think. But you see like the roots and everything. But there's Aldoron. How the hell are our heroes going to face off against him? And they're on this one, I believe, on the right hand. And there's 5 towns or cities on his back and on his hands. So as this happens, Juvia shows up and her eyes sort of turn that same color as the White Mage. Beware the White Mage! And then she collapses in Gray's arms. So then this cloaked guy shows up and continues to give our heroes a tour of Drazel. He takes them to the souvenir shop and explains how the people live in harmony with Aldoron. They even have Aldoron figurines, and Urza's sweating. She's like, this guy's a weirdo. What is he, an otaku? What's going on? But after taking them to a bunch of different locations, he eventually leads them to this church. And some of our heroes stayed behind to look after Juvia. I think the only ones here are Natsu, Lucy, and Urza. And Wendy, Gray, Happy, and Carla stayed behind. And Mira Jane reveals herself and starts attacking Urza. And I always love when, it's not just Fairy Tail, a lot of anime do this, but every once in a while you'll get an episode where they don't even play the credits. They continue the episode for an extra minute, and you see here, as this is going on, the credits, you know, we're playing, and Mira starts attacking Urza. You get some more credits there. Yeah, there's Natsu, Lucy, and Urza, and she says, let's play like we used to, Urza. And the final shot here, seeing everyone that Toka, or rather the White Mage, has under her control, ready to throw down. You got them all. You even got Makarov and Panther Lily down there. Romeo's there. You got them all. So, again, here's comparison shot. They took everyone from the manga who was there. Even, like, the jobbers, like Max and Mest and what's that guy's name? Nab, the guy who would never take a job or whatever. They're all there. So, it's very accurate. Look forward to the matchups coming up. Again, I estimate we would get 2 or 3 episodes of just the comfy sort of slice of life episodes, which were the past 2 episodes. And now we're going to get back to the battles. Think of this as the Battle of Fairy Tail 2.0. Remember, the original Battle of Fairy Tail was against Loxus and the Raging Tribe. Well, now, not only do we have Loxus and the Raging Tribe, but we got them all. We got Kana, we got Makarov, we even got Jalal. What is he, an honorary member of Fairy Tail now? But yeah, definitely look forward to the matchups coming up. And of course, you don't see Mira there because she was out of the picture fighting Urza. Okay, I know this video has gone on kind of long, but there's just so much to talk about in such a great episode. I mentioned at the start of this video, I also watched episode 6 of the English dub, which means we know who the English voice actor of Ignia is, and that is Alejandro Saab, who made this post here on Twitter. My first voice role in the industry was Drake the Sniper in Fairy Tail. I was over the moon because I'm a huge fan of Fairy Tail. Today, I'm back, but not as Drake, but as Ignia, the true son of Ignia in Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Huge thank you to Chris George, VA, and Crunchyroll for having me. And this is just great, man. I love to see it come full circle like that. Alejandro Saab, I shouldn't even say he's a relatively new voice actor because he's been around for 10 years now, but it seems over the past 5 years or so, he's gotten a lot more prominent roles, most recently as Akihiko in Persona 3 Reload. And if you remember back to the original Fairy Tail series, Drake the Sniper is kind of a minor character. He appears in the Sun Village arc, which is right before Tartaros. And, you know, it's just so cool to see it come full circle like that. I watched the episode. He did a great job as Ignia. It's kind of a shame we're probably not going to hear him for a while, though, because Ignia appears in that one episode. It tells Natsu to get stronger and come back, but not to worry. We will see Ignia again in the future, and I'm so happy for him. Great job, and I can't wait to see what happens next in the English dub for the new characters that have yet to appear. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this episode, what you're looking forward to, which matchups do you expect to see. Oh, I can't wait. So, thanks, guys. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later. Peace out.
99.